a-hole for helping my brother run away from his wedding. All rise for the Honorable Judge Charlotte! Your Majesty, get a popcorn and your snacks. This is going to be a long one. I have two older brothers. This is about the middle one. Our parents divorced when I was very young due to our mother's insane jealousy. At first, my dad was able to handle it, but when she started making comments about me wanting to be like his wife, he had enough. She quickly rebounded with a guy with 2 kids and had shared custody for a while. But when my dad got remarried, she went crazy, calling his new wife every horrible name and claiming he was cheating on her while they were married. So wait, she was with somebody else, but then got mad that your dad ended up with somebody else? Make it make sense. I was always closer to my brothers and dad than my mom because she was always very mean to me. Long story short, my stepmom died in a bad car accident, and my dad called her in the middle of the night letting her know he would pick us up earlier so we could attend the funeral. And she decided to take us on a fun trip to celebrate something. Sorry, we're celebrating death? Do we, like, not have empathy? Are we a narcissist? Because it kind of sounds like we don't have any empathy. Death is not something to celebrate ever. It was the happiest we've ever seen her.
Hey, yo, what the
Okay, but isn't she, like, with someone else? That's kind of weird, man. When we realized what happened and started crying, she told us only worthless people cry for her.
Hey, yo, what the
That's messed up. That's messed up. Needless to say, things went nuclear and my dad asked for full custody with visitation for her. He always left the line of communication open and paid for us to visit her when she moved away. But it was still very bad, and as soon as we turned 18, we started to lower contact with her. Last time we saw her was on my high school graduation, where she made a point of letting everyone who would hear that we were ungrateful kids, and her HB would call us bad names too. Been no contact since then. This sounds like she's a narcissist.
psychopath?
That's the classic narcissist parent thing to do, is to call the kids ungrateful when the parent is the one that is behaving badly. You know, they play the victim, they say you're ungrateful, all this stuff. It's actually quite common for parents to be narcissists, mothers especially. My brother Sam started dating his ex 3 years ago. She's heard all the stories and the reasons why we are no contact, but she believes that we are just dramatic. They had many issues due to her opinions, but she eventually seemed to drop the "you need to reconcile with your mother" crusade. During the wedding planning, there was no indication of things going wrong or fishy, and then we got to the church, and lo and behold, mom, HB, and 2 kids were sitting at the front. Absolutely not. Absolutely not! You did not just invite a narcissist they went no contact with to the wedding without any prior knowledge or heads up. No! Now this entire wedding will just be focused on this mother and how awful she made him feel, and it won't be a happy day.
Here's what's really funny. Your mother.
I immediately panicked and called my brothers. Sam thought maybe somehow she found out and wanted to crash, so he called his ex to let her know of the potential drama. But she told him it was fine since she invited them. She might have done this with good intentions, but like, not a good place to have an intervention. Not a good choice. Sam hung up and asked me to go get him while the oldest brother dealt with things at the church. We went home and barricaded ourselves there even when his ex, her family, friends, etc. came to try and make sense with him. Mom's husband even called and said he always knew we were worthless. Wow, interesting choice of words. Why does everybody say the word worthless? That's literally like one of the worst things that you can say to someone, that they're worthless. Now that the dust has settled, most of Sam's friends are on his side, and so is most of our family, dad's side of the family. Ex's parents already threatened to sue for the money they paid if he doesn't marry her, but Sam says he would rather pay them back for their contribution than marry someone that betrayed him. My nuclear family 100% supports Sam, but the backlash has been huge. I mean, yeah, you did kind of like run away from the wife who probably tried to arrange that meeting with good intentions, but like wrong time, wrong place. And the thing that a lot of people don't necessarily understand, maybe they don't have narcissist parents, maybe they've never dealt with a narcissist. I'm assuming, I'm just gonna like give the diagnosis here, but to me, it sounds like this mother is a narcissist.
Case closed.
And the only way to get rid of a narcissist's grip on you is to go no contact. That is literally the only way that you can handle that kind of situation. So breaking that no contact without the victim's consent is like, absolutely not. Like, no. Clearly that whole family is so traumatized by her that they were just done. Did she know fully about the past and the and everything. I'm curious to know if she knew about all of that and still decided to invite her knowing all of that. Some have commented about it, but no, she hasn't apologized. She even went so far as to text my oldest brother Joe that she thought it would be a good wedding present from my brother to her since she values family. That's another thing that narcissists do, is they don't apologize. I'm just saying. My dad bought them a house as a wedding present, but only Sam is on the deed, and she did have keys for it when they moved there, but they just changed the locks today, and Joe and some cousins are taking everything Sam's owns from her flat during the week. We aren't worried about being sued, but we will consult a lawyer just in case. We also heard Mom and her family are still in town, but since we are staying at our childhood home for a few days, we don't care. My dad is sad that Sam is heartbroken, but is trying to cheer him up along with my boyfriend and my sister-in-law. I had to delete and deactivate my social media because I kept getting nasty comments and messages, but the more people learn about the reason Sam ran away, the less it gets. I'm still sorry she felt humiliated, but my brother comes first. A couple of people messaged me asking why did our dad ever marry our mom, and the answer is he really loved her and believed she was the nicest person ever. Turns out she wasn't, but she knew nobody except I guess her nasty husband would marry her unless she pretended to be nice. Sounds like a narcissist, sorry. He considered staying with her until we were adults, but she kept getting worse. She used to get very nice and he thought she was changing and then she would change again. Yep, that sounds like a... As per my ex-sister-in-law, we have no doubt that she still believes Mom is a nice person that has ungrateful children because she's extremely charming. Yeah, narcissists can be charming. They can also be murderers. The only person Sam gave an explanation to was his boss who was at the church, but he's very understanding and was pretty shocked at what Mom put us through since we're fairly adjusted, happy people. Our dad said that it was a shock for all of us and we can stay home as long as we need. Sam is moving home for the time being. I showed my family the post and they're moved by your niceness, but Sam wants you all to know X wasn't showing any concerning behaviors and he truly believes she understood his upbringing. He agreed to talk to her and her parents today, but only if it's at our home and we are there to support him, so it's going to be an interesting visit. Ooh, I'm gonna need to know exactly what happened at that visit. Sam lost some money, but it's not going to hurt him. Her parents paid for her dress, a very fancy cake, and a part of the honeymoon. I mean, they might sue you, but we'll see. X wasn't the most beloved in-law, but we truly believe she loves Sam. We have no contact with Mom's side. Joe used to have some with Grandma, but after his wedding, another show avoided, he cut her off too. Mom's comments about me wanting to be the wife came from her belief that it was not right for us to have daddy, daughter's days, or outings. Oh, that's so weird, man. That is so psychotic. You are of not sound mind if you think that about your own child. The thing is, there were also Daddy Joe days, Daddy Sam days. He always tried to spend time with us alone as a group. She's just sick. She literally did not want your dad to spend time with you because you're a girl. She's got a few screws loose, I think. Not all there in the noggin. Now, the update. I was wondering why Sam accepted the meeting after not talking to her, but it turns out she sent videos and photos of all his things on the floor to his best friend Tom and told him that Sam either talked to her or she would burn/destroy it all.
Ma'am, I need you to calm down.
That's unhinged. Yeah, she did just get stood up and her fiance ran away from her, but that's unhinged.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
Tom came to visit Sam, told him what happened, and they informed her they need access to the flat before anything happens. Tom, Joe, a couple of cousins, and my boyfriend went and took his clothes, electronics, important paperwork. Sam said he didn't care about the rest and even made a little joke about them being the fastest moving crew he knew. I can picture it. I wish my moving crew was in that situation. They took their sweet time.
We don't get paid overtime.
The meeting was, for lack of a better word, a ridiculous event. She came with her parents and sisters and tried to talk to Sam alone, but when he didn't allow it, she just started talking. Not once did she apologize. She said it's not her fault, we don't understand the value of a real family, and we were raised to hate mothers. Well, I mean, yeah, you can be raised to hate your mother if your mother's a total f***ing psychopath. That her only intention was for Sam to learn to value mothers because she was scared he would take her children away from her because that is what he was taught to do. Well, if she behaves like an absolute psychopath, then hopefully for your child's safety, he would take the children away as well. Yes. Like, why are you worried about that?
Something's funky.
I don't get it. Unless you plan to behave that way. That's kind of weird. Why did that thought even cross your mind? Sam didn't say anything until she threw, "This family's like a cult and you're a terrible father," looking at my dad. We all love a good mother. Family's important.
Goddamn right it is.
Which is why you should treat family well. This entire situation would not exist if the mother didn't treat everyone like... As you may imagine, this is a sore spot for all of us, and we don't allow insults toward our dad under any circumstance. Sam just unloaded about how she was a hateful liar. He was disgusted he ever even touched her hand. He was grateful to the universe that I'm chronically early to everything. And he told her staying with a cheating husband, as her mom does, is nothing to be proud about. He said she pretended to be nice just so he would marry her. Unloaded all the minor things that he was willing to overlook because he truly did love her. Or at least who he thought she was. He said he would never forgive her for the hurt she caused his siblings, but he did not hate her because that would require him to spend energy thinking about her, and she doesn't get that. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I like that a lot. At the end, he said she had enough time to clear things, and she acted like a victim, and he will be the one to let everyone know why he didn't show. It was brutal but cathartic and necessary for Sam. Her parents said nothing, but were very red. She was crying. Her sisters attempted to defend her and their parents' relationship, and were kind of expecting my whole family to argue, but we didn't. Then Sam told his ex-father-in-law he could sue if he wanted to, but if he did, Sam would expose all the family's dirty laundry to the world, and he doubts he wants that. Ooh, what dirty laundry is that? Are we gonna like spill that tea or what? Amazingly, the dad still argued Sam could try and make amends and marry his ex because they're not getting any younger, and all families fight. I've never rolled my eyes harder. You can make amends, but like she's gotta apologize for that to happen. Can't make amends if there's no apology, and by the sound of it, there's still no apology. The rest of the meeting went about logistics for the return of the wedding gifts already received, stopping the harassment from the family, the cancellation and refund of the honeymoon, the changing of the locks. Ex just kept crying and trying to talk to Sam, but he was in business mode and didn't want anything from her. He only replied to her directly when she said she was keeping her engagement ring when nobody asked for it. They left without issues. Am I the a-hole for telling my ex-wife I don't care if she and her family starve and that I'm just responsible for our sons? Blah, blah, blah. I have two sons aged 16 and 14 with my ex-wife. Our marriage reached a bitter end when I learned she remained married to me for over 3 years. So I would support her through returning to school so she could switch careers to an even better paying one. Oh, despite her old one paying as much as mine. For years, I tried like hell to save our marriage because I felt it fracture. She played along until she got what she wanted, and then she was honest that she never wanted to save our marriage and had been over me for years.
That's tough.
Oh, absolutely not. What the actual hell is going on? How could you honestly say that out loud? Like, that's so fucked up. When we divorced, custody was set to 50-50 of our boys, and she was ordered to pay child support to me because she was making so much more after her change of career and education. She remarried a year after our divorce and had more children. At the birth of her last child 4 years ago, things got bad.
Here we go.
Her husband was diagnosed with cancer. Then one of her kids got diagnosed with a long-term medical condition. Then COVID impacted her job. Our boys would tell me how rough things were at her mom's and how they wanted to live more with me. So I went to court, and the judge moved her down to every other weekend and changed the child support order to reflect her decrease in custody. Okay, and let me guess, she came to you for money after being a total dick to you. Right. Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened.
Recently, she had to move into a smaller house because of how badly they were struggling, and then she came to me for help after the courts refused to end the child support payments. Oh, okay. I do feel like there needs to be a little bit of a change in child support if she's no longer out earning you. Is she out earning you still? She told me I needed to help her and that I should be helping to take care of my boy's family. No. She just maybe shouldn't be paying as much child support, if any. I told her she used me for 3 freaking years so she could survive off my money. She did not get to ask me for more to support a family that is not my own. So she's asking for you to not only pay for your own children, but also the children that she had with someone else? No. Absolutely not! She called me a selfish told me her family is living off charity and they could be so much better if I would help them. I asked why I was supposed to care. She told me she wished she had cheated while we were together and that using me for money wasn't enough. This bitch. Yo, she crazy though. Like, what? Okay. This is not how you get someone to give you money, dude. Honestly, the sheer audacity of like running to the person that you openly told that you were a horrible person to. Do you have zero pride? How are you not embarrassed doing that? And you're doing it again. You asked this man for money after using him and telling him that you used him. And now you're telling him that you wish you cheated on him? She told me about her family and how they would starve. I doubt that, but okay. I told her I didn't care if they did or did not. None of them are my problem and I only care about my kids. I mean, you could just get full custody of your kids and not have to deal with her anymore. Because, like, honestly... She called me an a-hole. Her husband sent me a text that night saying I was cruel and he hoped the boys would hate me when they realized I want their whole family to suffer. Okay, that's super emotionally manipulative. And my guess is they'll try to turn them against you. But again, this is not your problem, babes. Not in the slightest your problem. She could maybe play that card if she wasn't so horrible to you. But she's just shown time and time again that she's just a mean, spiteful person. And then she has the audacity to come to you for money. No. If you guys had a good relationship, at least, even then, you're literally not paying for someone someone's kids that's not yours. Not the a-hole, but make sure that you have a high level conversation with your boys so that they're prepared for your ex and her husband to try and paint you as the root of all evil when they go over there. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. They're probably going to do their best to manipulate them and make them feel like you're the reason why they're in that situation. This is why I'm saying, like, maybe it would be best if you had full custody.
Better call Saul.
In addition to this, keep all communications written. That's good advice for you too, so that they can get presented in court if necessary. Good luck to you and your kids. Yes, and also if you're keeping things in writing, just make sure that you don't also shoot yourself in the foot. Like, don't put anything in writing that's incriminating ever. Don't harass. Don't do anything that could hurt your case in court. She further insults him while trying to get him to give her money. Where is the logic? I can only imagine what she tells her kids about him. Honestly, like, you just dumb as hell. She had it work one time. She felt entitled to the money because she got it one time, and now she feels entitled to it again, and you took it away, and boo-hoo, crying me. Sorrows, sorrows, prayers, allow me to play the world's smallest violin. You are not the a-hole, my dear. Have a nice long chat with your kids. Make sure they're aware of the situation.